is up, YouTube? It is Nohealani Olivia. Welcome back to my channel. Welcome to my channel if you're new here. If you're not new here, welcome back. Today is a sit down video. If you have not noticed already, we are sitting down, we are chatting, we are talking. It's gonna be a little bit different. It's gonna be a little bit heavier. We are talking about Li-Fraumeni Syndrome, a genetic disorder. We're getting into the nitty gritty. We're getting into tips and tricks, into healing, into mental health, all the things, you guys. Sister to sister, it is time. It is time. I have my little handy dandy notepad here. She's adorable. Yeah, she's adorable. I love her. I love her. Before we jump in, do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And if this video reminds you of someone, please send it to them. We all need love and support these days. So send this video to anyone you know who needs it. Just wanted to say I'm very thankful. I am very blessed to be here. I thank Jesus every day for all of the blessings in my life. Life can be very hard, but it is very important to stay humble and to stay thankful. So happy holidays, you guys. Let's go ahead and jump in. There are quite a few reasons why I wanted to film this video. One of the reasons being the previous realistic Li-Fraumeni Syndrome vlog that I did, the colonoscopy one, is still doing really good on my channel. We're at, I think, like 550 views, which is the best video on my channel, the one with the highest views, okay? And I was just sitting here thinking, like, why not dive deeper into that? People clearly need the support. Either they're curious or they relate, they need this type of information related to them. Girl, do the video, do the video. So that is why I'm here. When I found out I had Li-Fraumeni Syndrome, the first place I went was social media, and YouTube was one of those places I looked, and I did not see a lot of these types of videos I could look to, lifestyle, people explaining what Li-Fraumeni is, tips and tricks, one-on-one, what is it, what is my life going to look like. There is no video footage of it, and I want to be one of those people could look up on YouTube. She's gonna get to the nitty gritty, she's gonna get to the real, she's gonna get to the lifestyle. I can go to her for support. That's why I'm making these videos, okay? That is why. I want to show the real, the naughty, the not nice, the struggles, but I also want to show the positives. I want to show the bad, I want to show the good, I want to show the real. What is Li-Fraumeni Syndrome, you ask? What is LFS? I am here to tell you. Li-Fraumeni Syndrome is this genetic thing I was born with. The easiest way to describe it is my body does not fight against cancer cells, cancer, the way normal people do. People have this DNA sequence system thing that go around and fight against cancer cells, bad cells. Mine do not work the same. So because of that, I have to stay on top of my health. I have to go to a lot of appointments. I have to have a lot of scans. Anything weird, funky, wonky on my body is a no-no. It's an absolute no. Now that doesn't mean I'm sick every day. That doesn't mean people who have genetic dispositions, BRCA, Lynch syndrome, Li-Fraumeni syndrome, it doesn't mean that they're sick necessarily. Unless they're diagnosed with cancer, it does not mean they are sick. It just means that it has to stay in the back of their mind. They have to be extra cautious, extra aware of what's going on in their body, on their body, around their body. They have to be extremely cautious. I don't think about it often, but some days when I do, it is extremely heavy. Because I am so young, it is so heavy, but we will talk about that more later. Li-Fraumeni Syndrome is just a part of my life. I have to be very aware of my body, more than the average person. Simple. Period. Point blank. I can't just brush off and ignore certain things that other people can. If a freckle grows on somebody's face, a freckle grows. They don't necessarily have to schedule a dermatology appointment and be necessarily concerned. Does that make sense? Anything weird in my body that goes on, I have to be aware of. I have to take note of. I have to get checked out. Literally anything. Literally anything. I have to pay attention to every single change, every symptom, every weird feeling, any lumps, bumps, bruises, any moles, any freckles. That's just because my risk is different. My cancer risk is different. Because of LFS, I have to worry about staying proactive. I have to worry about going to multiple MRIs every year, multiple physical exams. We will go down the list later. But that's a part of my daily life now. It genuinely preoccupies my life, and not in a bad way. It's just, it changed the way I look at life. I look at having children. I look at my body and my boobs. It influences the way I make decisions, my lifestyle, what I put in my body, what I put on my body, lotions and perfumes and chemicals like Lysol and Pine Sol. It quite literally changed everything about me. Not in such a deep way. It's just, it is what it is though. My life looks different than average normal people because I have a genetic disposition to cancer. I'm trying to really remember the time around when I found out I had Li-Fraumeni Syndrome. I'm gonna say LFS, you guys. It's really hard for me to say Li-Fraumeni Syndrome. That's a lot. That's a lot. I'm gonna now refer to it as LFS. LFS equals Li-Fraumeni Syndrome, okay? Okay. When I found out I had LFS, let's see, let's rewind the clocks. I found out in September of 2022, I was 20 years old. Yeah, for about a month I was 20, then found out I had LFS. I decided to get genetic testing because my father passed away of colon cancer at the age of 25, you guys. In 2008, I was 5 years old. He only battled with cancer for a year. He was way too young. It's odd. It is weird. That's weird to have colon cancer at 25. Weird, bizarre, no. He told my mom, please check them babies out. Be proactive about this. I have something going on genetically. I turned 18 and I decided to get genetic testing done. At first, thought it was Lynch syndrome. That's what I tested for. It came back negative. I'd opted in to do a broader panel, LFS. Boom. That means one of my family, my mom or my dad, one of my parents had the genetic disorder. That's how I could have it. It doesn't just grow, it has to be genetically passed down. 50-50 chance. So that means when I have a child, 50% of my offspring will have the disorder. I found out, dude, I had Li-Fraumeni Syndrome. I felt all of the things. I remember not necessarily being shocked or surprised that I had it. I say that because I'm just different, you guys. I am like genetically, like health-wise, like I am just built different. I'm in pain. I have von Willebrand's. I have mental to stomach problems. My heart skips a beat. I have jumping veins. It's almost laughable how like weird my body is. And I don't say this in a bad way, but like I was just like, another thing, question, like okay. Yeah, like I wasn't necessarily shocked. On a different note, I also remember feeling relief. I say that because me and my brother were going through this at the same time, genetic testing, I mean. And my brother does not have this genetic mutation. And I remember as an older sister, you know, as someone who always wants to protect my little baby, and I don't know, just that like, I can only explain it as just relief that I had to struggle. It sounds so, how do I explain this? I wanted to be the one instead of him. If I had to choose, I would choose me to struggle or to potentially get sick instead of my brother. As a protective older sister, I was very relieved to know that he was gonna be okay. Yeah, this happens a lot when I talk about it. Guys, my makeup. I also remember feeling, a lot of anger, a lot of fear. I wasn't shocked I had it, but I was angry that I did. Just like another thing that I had to deal with, you know? It was just, especially at that time in my life, it was a hard time. I was going through a lot already with family and mentally, you know? So just another thing. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. I literally had to reset, you guys. If I start looking crazy by the end of this video, you guys know why, and I don't want to see comments about it. Okay. Okay, let's focus. See, I'm running. I'm not running. Okay. I also remember feeling fear because I didn't know what my future was going to look like. I knew it was going to be hard. I knew it was going to be different. I knew it was going to be scary. And 20 is like such a transitional time. Also, like, just bare line. Like, so much was already going in my head. Like, you know, my future job, where I was going to live. Like, so much was already going through my head that, like, this just added a different level of freaking fear, you guys. I had no idea. I didn't know anything. I didn't know what my lifestyle needed to be like, what the appointments were gonna look like. I didn't know who to talk to. I was lost. The stress and fear in trying to navigate everything on the medical standpoint alone was so stressful, even down to the insurance, because insurances love to give you hard times on MRIs. I have to call on each MRI to let them know that that's preventative. Please help me because I'm just trying not to die. Like, that's how serious it is. It is so stressful trying to navigate all your appointments and all your different doctors and the different symptoms you're feeling. Like, should I worry about the mole growing on my ass? It is a world that is just so different. I didn't quite understand what my life was going to look like. Looking back now, because my life was already shifting in so many different areas, I'm thankful, but I'm not that it happened like that. I say that because it feels like it wasn't too bad to get hit with everything at one time. I think if I had to deal with this Li-Fraumeni Syndrome alone, I don't think I could have handled it. Does that make sense? I don't know what I'm saying. Let me move on. What my life looks like now. Every little thing, every little change on my body frightens me. I do get scared. I think honestly that comes from me getting closer to the age that my dad passed. In a few years I will be the same age as my dad, which is 25. I am 20. How old am I? I'm 23 right now. I will be 24 next year in August. So just so you guys understand. Yeah, I think that scares me a little. It's a lot to take. I'm still dealing with those emotions. So I think any weird stuff that goes on with me, I'm like, cancer. So I'm dealing with that. And then I'm also at the age where I have to consider my future, what my future is going to look like my eggs. What do I do about my eggs? So I'm in the process of all of that. I'm still debating on if I should get my eggs retrieved and saved. I'm still debating on if I want kids. So that's the first thing. I'm trying not to get like too deep into it because it's kind of private, but then like, you know, if I do want to have kids, I have to get my eggs tested. Like, there's no way I'm just gonna pop babies out without even considering the fact that they could be dealing with this Li-Fraumeni stuff. Like, that is just so unfair. So without a doubt, if I want kids, eggs have to be retrieved. I'm thinking about that type of money because who has that type of money for like egg retrieval and IVF type of stuff, genetic testing the eggs? Like, that's a lot. That's a lot. Guys, this is my therapy. Like, I actually feel good talking about this. But anyway, on top of that, I am considering a full mastectomy. And that's a hard one as well. For many reasons. I would love to make a separate video about that too. If you guys want any in-depth video on any topic, please let me know because I'd love to share my thoughts and my research, everything about anything. So let me know. But I am considering a mastectomy. Do I want to get my boobs out? A. B. Do I get implants? Do I get nothing and just get tattoos? Like, thoughts. I'm thinking about my future. I have to. I'm at that age. It's stressful, it stinks, but it's a part of life. And I am learning to navigate it better, which is what we will talk about later. I'm also dealing with the yearly checkups and appointments. Let's get to the list. So this is what I have yearly, okay? I have 2 physical exams a year. I have a dermatology appointment. I have yearly blood work. I have a brain MRI with and without contrast. I have a full body MRI, which is another name for Li-Fraumeni screening. Then I have a breast MRI. I think that one is with or without contrast as well. I also have a breast exam. I have a genetics doctor appointment, which is when we talk about next steps and, you know, the intricate things. She's kind of like my therapist and my like mom for health. She helps me with everything. And then I have a colonoscopy and an endoscopy every 2 years. I think that's all. I don't think I'm missing anything. And all of that does not include like worry appointments. I had a little bit of a scare in my boobs one year. I found that in my breast MRI, or they found it in my breast MRI. I had to go back twice to get mammograms. A whole separate set of appointments. Stuff like that also adds to the appointment list, which is a little stressful, a little time consuming. It's a lot. Yeah, so I'm constantly trying to learn and navigate, and it looks different every year. It looks different, you know, if something happens on my body. It's constant navigating and figuring stuff out. I'm sorry guys, you guys already know my camera loves to shut off on me, so we had to take a little bit of an intermission. The sun is going down, all the things. As I was saying, trying to navigate life just already is extremely stressful. Adding another layer, which is a genetic disorder, adds like undeniably an insane amount of stress and anxiety and fear just of what your future is gonna look like. Are you gonna get cancer? Are you not? Is this new lump on your body gonna give you cancer or not? It does get heavy for me. I'm so young. I'm already so stressed just as a young person trying to navigate life, navigate homeowning, navigate my career. And then on top of that, I am navigating my health, my lifestyle. So I am extremely stressed. Just day to day, it's stressful being a human on this earth. But on a positive side, this has taught me such amazing things, not only about myself, but about life, about community, about health, about prayer. It's taught me a lot. So let's dive deep into that. I will say having this genetic disorder has taught me a lot of patience and calmness. I get something that Li-Fraumeni Syndrome people, the community, love to call scanxiety, which means I get a lot of anxiety every time I go into an MRI machine. I get anxiety every time I go into a new appointment. I get anxiety waiting for the results of my appointments and my MRIs. Even my colonoscopies and endoscopies. I get so much anxiety, it's not even funny. Sitting in an MRI machine, as someone who has chronic claustrophobia, and it could be worse, my claustrophobia, it could be worse. But as someone who has claustrophobia, the first time I was in an MRI machine, it was no joke. I was panicking. I was having so much anxiety. Just as someone with claustrophobia, going in an MRI machine is insane, okay? Adding on another layer of, as I'm sitting in this MRI machine, is it scanning a part of my body that's going to have cancer? Am I going to get a call later that is gonna tell me I'm gonna have cancer? Like, that type of anxiety and fear is something I thought I had as somebody who lost a parent young with cancer, right? I always had that level of fear of, am I gonna get cancer? Am I gonna pass? Just as a young person trying to deal with that grief and that trauma, that has always been something already in my head. But now adding on the fact that I genuinely might get told I will have cancer this time is terrifying. I don't wish that on anybody. But anyway, dealing with this anxiety now has taught me a new level of patience and calmness, as I said, that I never thought I would have to learn how to do. I have to learn. I had to learn. I still am learning. I'm actively learning how to go through with an MRI and be comfortable with the fact that I won't have an answer right away. That is a different type of patience that I didn't expect I would have to learn, A, so young, and B, just learn in general. So it is teaching me how to deal with fear and stress in a weird way. I have to learn how to wait on results. I have to learn that prayer through these times is important. I have to learn that fear is necessary, but it's not the answer. I have to learn that. I had to, or else I would have been out of it. Scanxiety is seriously so insane. I could literally make a video about scanxiety just by itself. It is such a weird feeling to have to navigate through, especially at a young age. It is weird. It's weird. On top of that, Li-Fraumeni Syndrome has also helped me with a lot of health fear that I had. I also think a lot of this contributes to me losing my father at a young age, me being in a hospital continuously. I was so young going through this that I wasn't able to grieve to heal properly. Does that make sense? So going through this helped me deal with that, the loss of my father. And in doing so, I learned that throwing up isn't as scary as you think it is. It is terrifying. I used to have that fear. What is it? I kind of still do sometimes. Put it right here, because I don't know. I had to experience it in multiple uncomfortable situations to where now I'm like, light work. It's easy. I used to have an extreme fear of needles, and now every year I'm getting poked and prodded, and it doesn't go well because I have jumping veins. So every single time it's a struggle, but it's a struggle I can deal with now, because before I used to never have to get needles and poked and prodded and IVs, so I was scared of it. I was terrified. I didn't want to have to, but now that I have to, I'm noticing it's not as bad as I thought it was. I'm learning that speaking up in the doctor's office is necessary. You don't have to be scared to do it. I used to be terrified to tell my doctors that they're wrong. Why? Because society makes it normal that doctors know everything. Doctors don't know everything about your body. They don't know you. So I'm learning that it is okay that the doctors are wrong sometimes. It's okay that you guys have different opinions. They're also human. I thought doctors knew everything. I thought doctors were gonna fight for you all the time, and that's not necessarily true. Having Li-Fraumeni Syndrome has taught me that you are your biggest advocate. Your doctors don't know everything. They're not gonna handle the business you need to handle. You have to push and you have to fight for yourself within the medical field, okay? Li-Fraumeni has taught me that it's not a scary fight. It seems intimidating, it seems scary, but you have to fight, and it is not as bad as you think it is. Sometimes you might have to find a different doctor, find a different hospital that treats you better and actively fights for you, but it's not scary to do so. Actually, it's empowering. It's empowering that you took your power back and you're telling these doctors, actually, no, I don't feel right. You need to find what's wrong with me. It taught me to do that. It taught me to use my voice. I know my body. I know who I am. I'm telling you something is wrong. Either you listen to me or you don't. Are you gonna get my money or are you not? Boom. Boom shakalaka. You need to boom. It's taught me to use my voice. Oh my gosh. Yeah. Li-Fraumeni has taught me to use my voice in the medical field and outside of the medical field. You use that voice that God gave you, okay? So with the good and the bad and the bad with the good. What has helped me deal with Li-Fraumeni Syndrome? I have a long list, you guys. I have a long list because, like I said, it is an active, like you are, every day you wake up and you learn something different. Every day you wake up and you feel something different. Every day isn't the same walk. And I am still actively learning that. Every day looks different, and that's okay. You're learning, you're navigating, you're trying to adjust to something that isn't normal. This isn't normal to have to go through, okay? It's okay that you don't understand how you're feeling, that you're struggling more times than not. It's okay that today sucks more than yesterday did. It's normal, it's okay. However, these things have helped me, so let's go ahead and dive into this list. The first thing that has really helped me, and not necessarily helped me, but helped ease my mind, is research in moderation. Research in moderation. In moderation is the key. Research in general is necessary. Knowledge is power, always, no matter what we're talking about. Even if we're talking about God, if we're talking about sex, if we're talking about literally anything, even home owning. Having the knowledge is the power, okay? It's good to know what you're talking about. Research has helped me in astronomical ways. However, if I research too much, I notice that I start to worry. So you have to find the fine line in between the two of research versus fear and worry, because the internet is good, but it also can be your downfall. Research to have knowledge, to go to the doctors and say, hey, I'm worried about this. It could be this. I researched and it told me this. It's good to have that knowledge, but you have to learn that sometimes it is not necessary to dive deep into it, to pick every little thing out. It's not necessary. You will end up killing yourself with information that isn't necessary. It is seriously a fine line. You have to learn that not everything you read is accurate and true to you. Second thing is speaking and being surrounded by people who understand your struggle. For me, every person that I have met within this Li-Fraumeni group has been on social media, through Facebook groups, through the Li-Fraumeni Association groups. So I accumulate and start talking to people within my age group who understand my struggle, what I'm going through right now, dealing with Li-Fraumeni in your 20s. I'm actively trying to find people who relate to me and my struggle. You have to find people who you can talk to about this, because it is not normal to have to walk earth alone. It's biblical. You can't do this journey alone. You have to find people who can motivate you, who can give you sound advice that the internet can't. Again, with the research, I recommend, if you're going through this, to find groups on social media, find people on social media. There are people on Instagram and Facebook adding on to the having a village thing. It is important to have people who can come with you to your appointments, who you can lean on and cry to when you're having a hard day. All of this stuff is important if you have Li-Fraumeni syndrome or any type of genetic disorder. Your lifestyle is different. You need people who actively know that you require a little bit, just a little bit more from them, because Li-Fraumeni syndrome, anything can happen. Appointments can happen at any time. You need somebody who is reliable and will be there for you. Period, point blank. Also, something that helps me is my lifestyle. Anything can happen. You know, if I'm meant to have cancer, I'm meant to have cancer, okay? Something that helps me is knowing in the back of my mind when I go to sleep at night, I'm doing what I can to prevent it. Using more natural products in my skincare, in my body care, in my household cleaning supplies, wearing a mask when I'm spray painting something, eating less sugar and eating more protein, less carbs. I am so sorry, you guys. I have had to shut off this camera, cry, retouch my makeup at least 8 times while filming this video, okay? Just bear with me. As I was saying, doing what I can with my lifestyle. Yes, any amounts of change to your lifestyle to better your health seriously will make your mental feel better. Seriously, it is important to make lifestyle changes, no matter how big, no matter how small. Talking about it. For me, it is journaling. It is writing about it. When I first found out I had Li-Fraumeni syndrome and I was going through a really bad time with my health, I was very sick. And I started a blog because writing about it really made me feel better. For me right now, as of today, talking about it, doing what I'm doing right now, YouTube, literally just talking about it has always made me feel better. Journaling about it, documenting it, helping others, sharing my story with the world has always helped me. I've just always been that type of person to always want to share my story, and it's always helped me. So I definitely recommend talking about it, journaling about it, being creative about it, help others with your story. Also, another thing that has helped me is praying and meditating. Seek something higher than yourself, because it is a really big struggle to have to deal with constant appointments and scans that you have to be worried about, and your mind is just always going. So going to something higher, praying to something higher, calming your mind really helps. But no, seriously, on days when I'm really low, the only thing that seems to help me is talking to God. He seriously is the only one who truly knows what you're going through, the only one who truly knows how to help. Do not sleep on talking to God. And also, the last thing that has seriously helped me is making LFS fun and comfortable. On MRI days, we will make it a date day. We will go to my MRI or my scan or my appointment or whatever, and afterwards we will do something fun, like go on a little date or go out to eat or go shopping. We make it as fun as possible. For comfortability, on hard days like colonoscopies, I will go to a hotel and I will alleviate as much stress as I can. I just stay in a hotel, I decompress, I worry about LFS and myself. I try to make it as comfortable as possible. Just little things like that really make or break your LFS experience. If you want a whole video on tips and tricks on how to better your appointments or your MRIs, please let me know. I'd love to do a whole video. There are a lot of things that I'm not gonna dive deep into today that I do that really help. But yeah, dude, that's it for this video. That is it. I want you guys to know that you are not alone when you're going through these experiences, when you're going through this lifestyle change. It is stressful, it's scary, you might be angry, you might be sad. Just know you are not alone, and I am here and I will advocate for you, girl. Let me know if I need to call your doctor, because I will. I'm serious. From me to you, from sister to sister, from experience, I am telling you, you have to take it day by day. Some days will feel like crap, and that's okay. Strength does not mean you have to pretend to be fine all the time. That is not strength. Strength is being able to be vulnerable enough to cry when you're hurting and speak on being fearful, but persevering and speaking to God about it and helping others through it. It's okay to be sad. It's okay to be angry. It's okay to be scared. Seriously, who am I to tell you not to be? I am every single day of my life. You're going through what you're going through because you're powerful. But anyways, yes, you guys, that is it for this video. I just want to leave this space right here for any questions y'all have. I feel like I'm in school teaching a lesson. This space is for questions. Raise your hand if you have questions. No, not like that. But I do want to start talking about this more. I think it's very important to discuss it. I think it's very important for people to get genetic testing. It's very important for people to care about their health. It's very important for people to go to the doctor. Okay, care about your health. Care about your health, because it can not only help you, but it will and could and should help your children as well. If you notice cancer running in your family, please get genetic testing. Please let your kin know that they can be susceptible. This is awareness. Please be aware that this can and could run in your family. If you have any questions, please let me know. I will be making a Q&A, so please let me know your questions, because this is a journey and we will be talking more about this. So please let me know any of your questions, please. And I just want to say thank you for tuning into this video. If you're seeing this right now, please comment LFS with a white heart. Again, if you know anybody who deals with this or could deal with this or has cancer running in their family or just needs to hear this, please share this video. In times like this, in the world we're living in, we literally need to stick together. Please take this serious. Share. Do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. I love you guys so much. God bless you guys, and please stay safe. I love you guys so much.